Hey, what's up, Animal Pack followers? We are 18 weeks out now from my competition, the Chicago Pro. If you didn't see the last video we put out, it's my first of my prep series. I was 20 weeks out. You can go check out that video, get caught up about everything we were doing. So I'm just gonna show y'all everything I'm doing for this prep and how I'm making the changes to my program and why I'm making the changes. Woke up this morning, I was 242.6. So since my last update 2 weeks ago, I was around 246.4. So pretty much down 4 pounds, which it's a good rate of dropping weight, because I do have to focus on weight because I am trying to make 212, and that's always been the struggle, is making sure that I get down. So looking at my pictures though, and going through my poses this morning, since my last update, there's been quite a bit of change, especially my midsection. My lower back's much tighter, especially my side shot. I can already starting to see some oblique separation down the sides of my quads, hams, better clear lines. So fat loss is moving how it should. The past few days I've been pretty much hitting at the same weight, and keeping that in mind, like I know I can push myself more because strength's good now. Risk of losing muscle right now is minimal, so I know I can push myself to drop a little bit more and make sure I stay in at a good pace. So currently my cardio is still right around 20 minutes and doing it. I was doing it 5 days a week. What I am changing is I'm gonna just add one extra day in. I accidentally did cardio on my hamstring day. Normally I won't do it on my leg days, but I went in and I had a good session, and it didn't really affect me much. I feel like the Stairmaster, it does affect my quads more, so I'm just gonna leave a day off of my quad day. I think it's good just to have a day off in general. So that was the main change for cardio, and I'm keeping it the same intensity as well. Level 5 for 10 minutes, then move into like a level 6 for another 10 minutes. What I did decide to go ahead and change on my diet was to decrease calories about another 10%. So just on my training days, I mainly remove fats. I pulled out about 30 grams of fat and just a little bit of carbs. And then on my off days, it was mainly just a reduction of carbs. So you're looking about 400 calories each day, which on my training day, I'll have about 3,000 calories now. It was around 3,400. And like in the last video, I'll leave all those changes below in the description so y'all can see them and see exactly what the plan is right now. For meal one right now, that was one of the meals that I did change. I did have 20 grams of almond butter in it, and that's one of the meals where I took out the fat. So these are some of the meals leading up to my training session. So I'll keep carbs higher in these meals, and fats can be lower. And another change I made was I was doing 50 grams of whey in this meal, and then I would have chicken pre-workout, which, what was I thinking, right? Chicken pre-workout, that usually sits kind of heavy. I wanted to change to something that digested really small during training. So I did feel like I had less abdomen control while I trained, and I wanted something that could just digest fast and be present while I'm training more. So I just switched that. So now I'll do 7 ounces of chicken with meal one, and I move that 50 grams of whey to my pre-workout meal. And that was the main change with this. So now with my oatmeal, I don't have the whey in there, so I just use like 2 packets of stevia and some cinnamon, and then my berries that I add in. Give it enough flavoring, right? So I'll get this down, and I'll probably have one more meal and then go train. I have something, a client to work with at the gym, so usually I'd get 2 more meals in and go train, but I'm a little bit flexible, so we'll get another meal in, then we'll head to the gym. Okay, so I got my second meal in. That was one of the meals I had changed this week. So it's 210 grams of rice, 20 grams of honey, 100 grams of banana, and then 50 grams of whey from just using Animal Whey brownie batter. That one's the shit. And ate that about 45 minutes before training. Just brought all my intra-workout stuff with me, my creatine, carb powder, juiced aminos. Doing just Animal Fury for my my pre-workout. And today's a pull day. I'll have like a thickness focus. So all I mean by thickness is I'll have more stuff for like mid, upper back, and we'll get there and get started on it. And I feel good today looking at the progress that I've made. And I want to tell you, like, if you're coaching yourself, or you know, or just even if you do have a coach, I think it's good stuff to track. Like, have multiple measures to track your, you know, waist measurements or body fat, and especially take pictures, because it's really easy if you're coaching yourself to make emotional decisions based on how you feel. Because many times I feel like, yeah, I'm not getting leaner, I'm not really changing. You wake up every day and look at yourself in the mirror, and it might make a more drastic change than what you should have. And so, like, looking at my pictures today over the past few weeks, it's like, oh wow, I really do see the change, and I can have some more objective measures to mark that with. So now I won't make like an aggressive move that would have been based off like an emotional decision. So that's what I really tell you. And I know lots of people that coach themselves are just trying to build muscle or drop body fat, and they're not taking pictures. So, you know, take your pictures, compare them over time, and I think that'll really help you. First thing, we're going to start with the hammer strength iso low row. I start with a movement. I would start your back day with a movement that you want to put the most focus on. So for me, really like focusing on my traps. So I want a movement that's going to hit it really well, something compound. The hammer strength low row, the angle kind of moves up, just like your traps would be moving up with your scaps. So it makes a good angle to really hit like your mid to upper trap. Ideally, you have to really be careful how you're setting your seat, and you need it up pretty high, so you're keeping your wrists a little bit lower, and elbows should drive you like almost back, but kind of upward at the same time. So real focus here, and just moving your scaps up and letting them fully protract and stretch out, so get full trap contraction. So we'll work up here about a set of 8 to 10, and do a back off set of 12 to 15. So I hit a row that now has more elevation of scapula, hitting more of the upper trap fibers. So I'm going to move to a row that hits more of my mid trap fibers, and also start to get in more like teres major area. So I'm going to do a chest supported T-bar row. It's a good setup for it. I like all these chest supported rows to just take some off my lower back. So what you need to know is, like, I don't deadlift on my back days. I have deadlifts on my hamstring day, and I'm also squatting on my quad day. So I have plenty of lower back work on those days, and I'm getting some extra trap work on those days too. So I try to keep a lot of chest supported rows to really just focus on just working my traps or lats and not bringing the lower back in as a mover as well. So we're going to do the same thing as I did on the hammer strength row. On this T-bar row, I'll do about a set, somewhere between 6 to 10 reps. And then we'll back off and wait, and I'll hit a little bit lighter set, somewhere between 10 to 15 reps. Alright, so next movement I'm going to do a wider grip, a lat pull down, just with the straight bar. Keep my elbows flared out quite a bit, and keeping about a 15-20 degree lean back. And I'm going to keep the elbows flared out. The focus is just depressing the scapulus and bringing them together to really hit those lower trap fibers. It's also going to hit more of my teres major, not as much as lats. doing this, but it's what improves that shot when you're in that rear double bicep. It's that trap you see and that teres major that gives you that width. So that's what I'm trying to hit with this shot. We'll go through the same thing, hit a set of 6 to 10, back off, and then hit a set of like 10 to 15 reps. All right guys, so we hit a row. We're bringing elbows moving upwards. But I want to kind of move to the middle with the elbow kicked in. I have my row, or pull down, coming straight down, hitting all parts of the trap. I'm going to go back to a seated cable row, keeping elbows flared out, so hitting a different angle, but I don't have that chest supported lower back bracing. So as the workout progresses, I'm moving from like my heavier loads, getting into a little bit higher rep work. So the max reps I'll hit on this is gonna be 15 reps. And I'll just stay there for 3 sets. And with the same weight, just hitting failure every time, and the reps will be dropping throughout subsequent sets just because I'm fatigued. I'm getting into some isolation work. So I want to hit something for traps and also something for rear delt. So I'm doing a prone shrug with dumbbells. Not going straight up because I feel like when I'm straight up, I'm only hitting just some upper fibers. I feel like I hit that well in my days of doing deadlift. So I'm taking a slight angle to still hit all the upper fibers with some mid fiber swell. Chest supported, so nothing's on my lower back. There's no momentum involved at all. Then moving into a rear pec deck fly. I'm trying to keep my scapula spread and only moving the shoulder. And for both these, I'll do 3 rounds, trying to hit 15 to 20 reps. So keep the reps a little higher. Superset fashion, so a little bit more metabolic stress. Get more pump work towards the end of the workout. We're going to end this pull day with biceps. So biceps, they get a lot of heavy stimulus doing rows, but they still need some isolation work on their own. So I start with something where I can get the bicep really shortened and not have a lot of load in the lengthened position. That way I can build a really good mind-muscle connection with it. So I'm going to use an incline bench dumbbell curl. So there's not much load on the bottom. Dumbbell's pretty much hanging. They get a good peak contraction, and I'm gonna hit 3 sets and try to stay between like 12 to almost up to 20 reps. Then we'll move on to an exercise where I can get more loading like in the lengthened phase. It's also be safer to progress that way with something in the shortened phase and something loading heavy in the lengthened phase. So we'll do 2 exercises for biceps, 3 sets each, and that'll be it for the day. that finishes up the workout. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Leave any questions below on anything you have with regard to my prep. Like I said in the description, I'm gonna leave my diet and program there so y'all can look it over, see the changes I'm making. Subscribe, guys, follow along, because we got 18 weeks ahead of us to go.